Sloppy Joes to die for. Let's make it. Okay, let's get started on this. Now, in the pan here, I just gave a little bitty drizzle. I think I'm using grapeseed all day. That part doesn't matter, whatever you use. Vegetable, just whatever you normally use. Now, I'm not putting all of this bell pepper in this recipe. The recipe will be, well, I'd say down below. It's going to be in the description box. I think, I don't know, somewhere. They've moved it. They changed the layout. So, description box, it'll say more. Just click more and that recipe will be there. It always is. And I'm just going to saute these bell peppers. I'm going to take about a third of this and put in another recipe. And and I do want to show you already. I didn't plan on making a video, so I'm kind of out of order. I'm not doing things like I normally do. And I am at the stove. I had to rig some lighting, so this is a test. We'll see how it goes. I've made sloppy joes before. I've made it in the crock pot. And I'm not making quite as much as I normally make. And the first video, it's excellent, y'all. But if I hear one more comment on cornstarch instead of brown sugar, when I clearly have it marked, use brown sugar or cornstarch. I hate to sound grumpy, but y'all, oh my gosh, that video is almost 10 years old now at this point. And I'm not going to take it down at this point. It's a great recipe. If you don't want to use cornstarch, don't use cornstarch. Whatever sweetener you use, you'll have to adjust it. And I even think I said in the video, I use brown sugar as much, if not more, than I use cornstarch. So anyway, that's the original one. That's really old. I had horrible lighting, no microphone. And then the next time I did it in the crock pot. So I thought I'd just reshoot it again. A lot of the channels on YouTube do this, because if I do it over and over, you can see I'm pretty consistent in what I do. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you. I'll bring you back about 5 minutes when I take up half of this, and then we continue on. But I have about 1 3/4, closer probably to 1.5 pounds of meat right here. Just hamburger meat that I already cooked up, 80-20. That's it. So I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty. It's been, I don't know, right at 5 minutes. I tested one. They're nice and tender, and they're going to finish cooking as we go along. So back in goes my meat. Again, in the description box, the recipe, full recipe, will be there. And this is one of those kind of recipes you're going to tweak it yourself anyway. Some recipes aren't exact, folks. They're just not. Alright, there's my bell pepper, there's my meat. This is the equivalent. I just defrosted this, and the last time I did onions, I did incorporate a little juice on purpose. Don't worry, that's going to cook way down. This is the equivalent of one. I'm using a Vidalia onion. You just use your favorite onion, whatever you want to use. This is all going to go in here. We're going to stir it around. I'm going to switch to my wood paddle for just a minute. All this, you know, that's going to come up. That's all flavor. I've told y'all about that a million times. Alright, so believe it or not, there's that. In is going, I only had a fat can of crushed tomatoes, so I'm only adding about half. Just going to eyeball it. Again, things aren't always exact in cooking, folks. A beautiful dash of this and exactly 1/3 of a teaspoon. No, I don't do that. I'm big on shaking in my pan. I sound grumpy today, don't I? I don't mean to be grumpy, y'all. You should know that. This is a one-off meal, and hopefully there's going to be some lunch in it. Alright, now we're going to come in with everything else. So let me switch back to red here. I'm going in. I don't know. I'm not going to give you amounts because the recipe is down below. If you're cooking half as much as that, then cook it half as much as that. All right, I'm missing. Okay, here we go. Look, brown sugar, everybody. If that looks weird, y'all know I make my own brown sugar, and I had 2 different batches going in here, so that's why that looks like that. Sometimes my one batch is a hair darker than the batch previously, or vice versa. So we're going to get all this nice and incorporated. Oh, y'all, it smells so good. Yeah, if you did like Manwich as a child, but that price is ridiculous, and this is better. Yes, I stick with my, whoops, if I don't splatter it everywhere. I stick with my original title. It is better than Manwich. You can't even imagine. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little splatter a minute ago. I wanted to clean that up. Everything's not perfect, but I try to go as I can when things are hot. Of course, I have to let them cool down. But I do, everything's clean in my house. I don't have anything fancy. I wouldn't consider myself a fancy person at all. All right, I even had a mishap here. This is chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder. And I may, if I remember to, go in with a little bit of just actual minced garlic. This is salt, pepper, and this is totally optional, and it's not something you normally would have, but it is just ground sweet red bell pepper. If I would have had a red bell pepper, I would have thrown it in here. I'm out of everything, y'all. I'm out of everything. I'm behind on everything. I'm out of everything. I made that other video a while back saying glad to be back. I'm here, but I'm not going to go into details, but we had a major situation with my loving, handsome husband. He's doing great now, but it was pretty rough ICU territory. It was bad. I'm just going to say medically induced coma. About killed me, y'all. He's my heart for sure. All right. So look, I'm not going to tighten this up with tomato paste yet, and I'm not using this whole can. But I'm also going to tell you, have you ever had a recipe where you just need a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, maybe like tonight, of tomato paste, and you're like, what do I do with the rest of this can? Guess what? Take a little spatula, a little silicone's good. You scrape it out into like a quart-size freezer bag. Just open it up, roll it down. I've shown y'all that a million times. Put it down in the corner, and then just almost like you're filling a piping bag, and fill it up with whatever is left over, if I don't get the microphone in there, of your tomato paste, and freeze it. And next time you need it, you've got it already. And by the way, I want to show y'all, it's already loosened up. You see there's nothing on the bottom. See all that? So all that flavor got to go into this. Man, this smells good. Woo, it smells good. Of course, you can add you some, what did I do with it? You can add you some Louisiana hot sauce. I've got Tabasco sauce. I've got both. I got everything. Y'all know I'm from Louisiana. I definitely have all that good stuff. Depends on how hot you like it, but if you're, this is a family-friendly version. So I'm going to cut this fire way low, and I'm going to simmer this for about 20 minutes. And this is going to be done. It's probably going to still be a little loose. I'm going to cover this. I've got to go offset to get the lid. I'm going to just use my wok cover. I've shown y'all that wooden. I use that on my pans. I like it better than the cast iron lid pans I have. They're easier for me to lift. But anyway, I'm going to cover this. I'm not going to say I'm not going to check it once in a while. I'll come in and maybe give it a little stir, make sure it's not sticking, which it won't be. And then we'll probably tighten it up. I may need to loosen it up. I always wait until the end for the tomato paste. Okay, I'll see y'all in about 20. It can take in between 20 and 25 depending on how well you got your bell pepper sauteed, your onion. Now look, y'all know I use my frozen onions to speed things up. I'm just out of bell peppers. I would have shown y'all frozen bell peppers too. I just didn't have any. I dug all through the freezer. And boy, y'all, catastrophic. I've still not recovered my big, huge upright freezer bit the dust. Can't be repaired. It really put me in a bind. So it's really changed the way I can buy and everything else and store. But I'm still doing things on small quantities. That's why sometimes I let myself run out of something just to get some more room in the freezer. Uh-oh, forgot an ingredient. I saw it when I turned around. White vinegar, guys. Again, all the instructions will be in the recipe below. Yeah, I knew it wasn't quite loose as it should be, and that's why. So I'm going to give this a nice little stir. Then, like I said, I'm going to put that lid on. So, again, I'll see y'all in 20. I'm glad I caught that right away. Okay, see you then. Here we go. It's been right at, I don't know, 18 to 20 minutes. I was doing a couple other things, as I do when I'm in the kitchen. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Just the way I want it. Now, I just want to tighten it up just a little bit. So I don't want to come in with too much. I think I'm actually going to come in with about maybe a tablespoon and a half of paste. Now, I'm also at this point, I would come in and adjust. I'm just trying to get this incorporated in. I would also, at this point, this is when you're going to adjust your seasonings. Do you want a little more garlic or onion powder? Just a pinch more chili powder? What do you want? Do you need a little more salt? It's to your liking. The pepper, all of it. Now look at this. This is pretty nice, and it's called sloppy joes for a reason. You can make yours just a little more on the stiff side if you want to. But actually, let me switch to this. I'm going to show you this is a pretty good consistency. It's very typical sloppy joes consistency. Is it sloppy? Yeah. But it'll hold on a sandwich. And you, like I said, you can tighten yours up a little more if you want to. But this, having a meal like this will definitely stretch your budget. It's great over baked potatoes even. Ask me how I know that. Anyway, there you have it. I hope you're going to try this, and I hope you're going to like it. And if you do, comment below and let me know. And just for the record, yes, I know about tomato products in cast iron. I've been using this pan for 20 years, and I've done this quite a bit. I've had different pans I did it in, and I've never had any problems with cast iron tomato. You don't let it sit around. That's a lot of problem. Second this cools down, it will be cleaned. There will be no remnants in this pan. Okay, well, let me make you a burger. It's going to be awkward at this camera angle, so I'm probably going to serve it up so I can move over and get better lighting. Let you see that pretty sloppy joes we're having. I'm sorry, I was having trouble with my mic. I've been having trouble with it lately, but anyway, I'm telling you now, you could put cheese here if you wanted to. Don't have to. And I didn't in the video, but sometimes I do. I love a slice of either just cheddar or pepper jack or any kind of cheese that you like. American cheese, doesn't matter. It's all good. But anyway, just pile that as high as you want. Put the top of that bun on there, and yum, yum. I'd say that's pretty nice. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good. Okay, I hope you'll try this recipe. I've made it before. It's not the first time I made a video for this, but it's so versatile. You can throw it in anything. It's really good. It's good on home fries. It's good wherever, any place you'd use chili, just about. I know I'm shaking the camera. I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.